welcome to another episode of TalkYOSpitTV. I'm your host Mario Harris, and I know it's been a while since I did a video. Life been getting to me. Starting a new job. Been kind of sick, huh. So I've been dealing with my kids. I've been doing a lot in these last couple of weeks, so I'm sorry y'all that I haven't put up a video lately. But I'm back here. We're doing Titans, of course, obviously, like always, dealing with these Titans, man. But I'm gonna combine week 7, 8, and 9 into one video. I'm gonna just compress the video so it won't be no hour long video or nothing like that. Just talk about what happened. But then I'm also gonna give a lot of updates from the Titans, what's been going on lately and all that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Titans in week 7 hosted the New England Patriots with head coach Mike Vrabel coming back to the Nissan Stadium for his first time since he last coached for the Titans. And the Titans interim head coach Mike McCoy, this is his first game as head coach too. And the game was a breath of fresh air. And in the first half, it showed the Titans showed that how great their potential is, man. They had a lot of bad offensive plays in the last few weeks, and this first half versus the Patriots was definitely great to see. Show you that the Titans offense can make some noise, and also the defense can. Defense been, to me personally, the defense been playing pretty solid this season. With of course obviously with penalties, killing us big time. But however, the defense they definitely been doing their job for the most part. It's the offense that's been struggling big time for the Titans. But like I said, in this first half versus the Patriots, they did pretty well. The Titans scored on 3 plays, 59 yards for a 38-yard touchdown pass to Shamir DK. Titans they also held the league at 13-10 with 1 minute left to go in the first half. That is until the defense gave up a 39-yard touchdown pass. In the first half, however, that was probably the like I said, that was probably the best Tennessee first half they had in a long time, especially in this season for sure. But definitely go dating back to last season too, probably the best first half that they had. Titans scored 10 points in the first quarter, and that was the most points that they have scored in the first quarter for the Titans this season, and dating back to last season too. They were being outscored 47-9 through the first 6 games of this season in the first quarter. Being up 10-3 at the end of the first marked the largest lead the Titans have had since week 16 of last season. I told y'all that this is the best first quarter, first half that they had since last season. So the Titans did good in this first half against the Patriots. Cam Ward, he went 10 for 13 with 144 yards with 1 touchdown in the first half. Ward, he completed 10 of his first 11 passes, too, in the first half. Well, in the game, 10 of 11 of his passes in the game. Playing without really due to a hamstring injury, Ward he spreads the passes throughout the whole receiving core. The second half though was a complete disaster, like we have been seeing the all season from the Titans. Jeffrey Simmons and L'Jarius Sneed they both got hurt and they did not return. Patriots start the second half off with the ball with the 17-13 lead, and then they end up scoring when they got the ball too to make it I think 24-13 lead. And when the Titans got the ball back, Ward he tried to roll out the pocket to set up a screen pass. However, when he tried to throw the ball, he loses it, and the Patriots recovered the fumble to score the defensive touchdown. They gave the score 31-13, and that was basically it right there. Ward he also threw an interception in that game too, but that was towards the end of the game, so it really wasn't gonna do too much either way it go. As the game was ending, however, Mike Vrabel he did receive a standing ovation and a Vrabel chant from the Tennessee fans in Nissan Stadium. Like I said, the Titans they look good in the first half. However, the second half was just a total opposite of the game. Titans they allowed 21 straight points from the Patriots, and the defense they were just depleted. They allowed the Patriots to find a nice rhythm and to get on their run. Ward he did show promising potential, but also still showed struggles as a rookie quarterback. By the end of the game, Ward he did have 10 turnovers in this season. Leading up to the game, he had 5 fumbles, which led the NFL. Now, by the end of the game, Ward had 10 turnovers for the season, that which had tied him with Geno Smith and Tua. And once again, the running game that was just non-existent in this game. Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears they combined for 11 carries for 39 yards in a game where key defenders did get hurt. The Titans they did welcome back Devondre Sweat, where he had a sack and 6 total tackles. Cedric Gray, once again, he had another great game with 10 tackles and 7 of those being solo tackles and 1 tackle for loss. Ultimately, this game just proved how much work the Titans needed on both ends of the football. Now we move on to week 8. It was on the road in Indianapolis. The Titans, in my opinion, they never had a chance to win this game, even coming into this game, mainly because of all the injuries for one, and then just the Colts are just playing great this season. Like I said, coming into the game, we had major injuries: Snead, Simmons, Calvin Ridley, Xavier Woods. They were all inactive players to start the game, and those 4 players are part of our core, either on offense or on defense. Titans were within 3 with a score of 10-7 early in the second quarter. Tyjae Spears, he breaks out a 41-yard run that sets up a short 1-yard touchdown pass from Ward to tight end, to rookie tight end Gunnar Helm, and that was Gunnar Helm's first touchdown pass of the season. But after that, Coach took off and went on a 28-0 run and capitalizing on an interception before the Titans could even score again. The final score was 30-14. Cam Ward, he played solid, like I said, and the potential is definitely there. He's showing every week that he has great potential. To me personally, he's showing more potential on the upside than on the downside. So, like I said, definitely there. Cam Ward, he went 22 catches on 38 attempts, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. And that interception late in the game on 4th and goal after just being sacked. So it was a play that they were just trying to get a score in, but however, getting that touchdown wouldn't have changed nothing. So the interception, it is what it is. But he did throw it up the middle, and the Colts, if I'm not mistaken, if they're watching the game, they was in a nickel defense, and nickel defense you have, I guess, secondary in the backfield back there. I guess not necessarily the backfield. But anyway, you can't throw it up the middle. What I'm saying, you can't throw it up the middle in a nickel defense. You have to find the sidelines and find the holes right there, but not up the middle. And that's what Calvin Ward. I mean, that's what Cam Ward did on that interception, and that's something that he will learn from. He just throwing it up there, just trying to get a score, and that's basically what he did. But like I said, the interception or touchdown wouldn't have changed nothing at all, man. I understand not having Ridley for those 50. That's what it was. It was a 50-50 ball, so I understand not having Ridley. Ridley would have been the guy he was throwing it to, but if I'm not mistaken, Io Manor was the one on the wing. On the wing, about basketball term. Io Manor was the one on the closest to the sideline where he was up for a 1-on-1 instead of throwing in the middle where most of the defenders was at. And Io Manor has showed that he can make big catches this season. So I would have gave it to him. I would have gave him a shot at that, trying to get a touchdown right there. But either way it goes, the Titans would have still lost the game, whether they would have scored on there, and they didn't. So either way they go, they still would have lost, and that made their record to 1-7. Now, Tua and Ward now tied the most at this point in week 8. Tua and Cam Ward, they have tied the most with 11, with most turnovers this season. Luckily for Geno and the Raiders, they had a bye on that game on that week 8, so Geno didn't get a chance to throw an interception or a fumble. So, like I said, Tua and Ward, they tied at this point with 11 of the most turnovers in the season. The running game, this game against the Colts was a little bit better. I will say that Tyjae Spears, he 9 carries for 59 yards, and of course that breakout 41-yard run, which in fact was the longest run since Derrick Henry left 2 seasons ago. Tony Pollard, he had 11 carries for 44 yards. The Titans have a total of 16 runs of at least 10 plus yards this season, and that's second to last. So a big yard from running game is not likely from the Titans running back or Cam. He can also get out that pocket too. And that's something as we Titan fans we want to see from Spears and definitely from Pollard. Pollard runs hard, so he's likely to get you 5-6 yards a game. He can do that. Spears is more of the speed back. So you would expect some big yards, 10 plus yards coming in from either or. However, it's just not likely this season. It hasn't hit just yet. A lot of that, of course, has to do with the offensive line. They can't get through the holes. The running back can't get through the holes, Paul. So it's just something that if that can pick up, the offense definitely will be picked up too. Now, Shamir DK, he had 7 receptions for 93 yards out of 8 targets. Elick Iomaner, 4 receptions for 52 yards. I love these rookie wide receivers. Also, like I said, Gunnar Helm, he scored his first touchdown of the season this in this game too. So I love these rookies, wide receiver and tight end that they having for the Titans. They look nice for the future upcoming, just growing and growing and growing along with Cam Ward. But like I said earlier, I never felt that the Titans were going to win this game. Unfortunately, even just with the injuries on defense, a below average offense and offensive line too. That below average offense, all that goes in together. And then, like I said, the Colts are just playing great, great this season. Now I move on to week 9 against the Chargers. The Titans they hosted the Chargers in Nissan Stadium in week 9. Now this is the game that I was like, all right, Titans, they can win this one. This was a winnable game. Just like the Titans, the Chargers, the offensive line's not that good either. The defense is solid for the Chargers. I will say that. Um, but this is still a game that I felt like the Titans could have won. The defense they play solid enough for most of the part, like they've done most of the season. They've been playing solid more than the offense they're playing solid, even without having those key players in the lineup. Cody Barton, he picked off Herbert for a pick six early in the first quarter, give the Titans a 7-0 lead. Then DK, he gets his first punt return too, and we all knew that was coming. He been running the ball great on punt returns and kick returns this season. We all knew he was gonna get a touchdown in special teams sooner or later. So shout out to DK for finally getting that first one. But that offense of the Titans just cannot fully put it together just yet. Titans, they punted the ball 4 times with one field goal in the first half against the Chargers. Also had 5 offensive penalties in the first half to keep them from driving the ball, and that just got them losing yards. They had 7 in all of the first half, 7 penalties that is in all in the first half between the offense and defense. Titans have already came into this game last in yards and per game with 244, and those penalties are the main reason why for them coming in last in yards. They just keep losing yards each game. The second half that in the second half for the Titans, they had only one possession in the third quarter, but that one possession really hurt as they went as they go down. As they were down three, start the second half, they went 11 plays for 71 yards. However, on the fourth down at the goal line, fourth and goal, Titans they give the ball to Tony Pollard, and the Chargers defense end up stopping him at the goal line. So that they did not score, couldn't even they get all the way downfield and just could not score, and that really hurt them. We needed that score right there because at the end of the game, the Chargers end up winning 27-20. That was a touchdown that we needed to tie the ball game up. It was a winnable game, like I said before. The Titans needed that for confidence reason going into the bye week. They needed that win right there. Um, the offense, they just like I said, they just could not get it all put together just yet. Ward, he was 12 for 21 for 145 yards. Pollard, he went 10 carries for 56 yards. And me personally, I think bad play calling was a main factor in losing this game right here. Trick play, they did a lot of trick play that wasn't needed. Direct snaps to the running back that wasn't needed on third down with the below average offensive line. That's just not going to cut it, man. You keep it simple, keep the plays simple. We had it. That was a game, like I said, we should have won. But doing those trick plays when our offensive line is not fully healthy, um, we have rookie players on our offense, a lot of rookie players on our offense. That just like those type of plays, they wouldn't even work in Pee Wee football. You see it coming before there you are. You're doing direct snap to a running back who doesn't have any pass of throwing the football. So you know he's running the ball. And then one of them direct snaps, Cam Ward was out there on the outside, like, lined up like a wide receiver. But as soon as the snap happened, he ran back towards the running back like a blocker. Like it wasn't so he run. You know Pollard or Spears, whoever it was back there was running the football. So those type of plays just wasn't gonna happen. I felt like that's another reason why we lost that game. Bad play calling from the coaches. And that's once again that's been happening all season too. Bad play calling too. It's a lot of things that's been going on this season that haven't gave the Titans a great chance of winning any football. They won one game, but having a chance of winning any football game this season. The offensive line, they did give up 4 sacks too. But I will say, on Cam's end, he has to do better at decision making and accuracy. He needs to be quicker at stepping up in the pocket, better reading the defense, and I don't know if his hands are just too small or slick or whatever it is. He's just losing the ball way too much, especially while throwing the ball. He losing the ball way too much. So Cam just needs to get better at that. Those little things can change a lot in the football game. Just like in the game against the Colts, not the Colts, sorry, the game against the Patriots on that screen pass that Cam did, he loses the ball. The same thing that happened against the Chargers, he lost the ball while trying to pass it. Those little things that we need Cam, that we expect Cam should be able to do, he needs to do, and that could change a lot in this football game. Could help us win no football game, definitely. So decision making and accuracy from Cam and being quicker, stepping up in the pocket, definitely, so he won't get sacked or so he won't just be sitting there in no man's land trying to scramble around, trying to make something happen. He needs to work on all that for sure. Now the defense, they did got the Herbert 7 times and recorded a pick six. So like I said, the defense played solid. However, just not good enough. Herbert was still able to get 250 yards with 2 touchdowns off them too. The defense, it is what it is. Since key players are out or they are inactive, but I just love seeing them trying hard. They, especially that front seven, they definitely are trying hard to play. But of course, it's their secondary. Their secondary just has major issues, especially in zone. They leaving major holes open. Pause. Anyway, the next game for the Titans is against the Texans after this week 9 bye. That's much needed bye for the Titans to get their bodies refreshed to look over what's been going on in the first 9 games for the Titans, just to see what they can change and what they can do better on. So the next game against the Texans will be at home November. It will be this Sunday actually, November 16th, versus the Texans. They just, like I said, the Titans, they are coming off of a week 9 bye that they definitely need. Now, a few updates for the Titans. I think Cam Ward, he has tremendous amount of potential, definitely, and talent, definitely. But I also feel like some of his confidence had gone down. And if you know Cam Ward, his confidence is usually high. He is a high confident guy. Always looking at film, always trying to get better. However, I think a lot of blunders and mishap that's having on this season have got his confidence definitely low. He's just not used to of playing like this. If you watch him in Miami or if you watch him at two colleges he was before Miami, he was always confident, always throwing great passes, accuracy, and not a lot of interceptions, not a lot of turnovers. So I think his confidence is definitely high. So this week 9 bye for him I feel like will definitely get him right. But a lot of the lack of protection from the O line and the receivers not getting open or they are open, not catching the ball, definitely hurt his confidence too. I mean, this is just my opinion. It's not coming from him at all. That's just my opinion. What I'm just seeing out there from the football game, you know. But also with his accuracy has not been the best accuracy that he has shown. He missed out on a lot of opportunity, good opportunity to get down the field and possibly score too from his accuracy, or he's holding the ball too long that's allowing the defense to get to him. So like I say, he's missing out on a lot of good opportunities. Trying to make plays in the pocket. That like I said, that goes on to him stepping up into the pocket instead of rolling out of the pocket, trying to make plays, trying to make magical plays. But also due to a lot of that due to the offensive line, like I said. But stepping up in the pocket a little bit quicker, trying to find those receivers a little bit faster would definitely help out Cam Ward, and being more accurate on his passes definitely help out. Like I said, I know really it's the main wide receiver, and I understand he's out right now. He dropped a lot of passes. Tyler Lockett was playing under par, not getting open, and then the running back not making plays, not making big plays to help out Cam Ward in the passing game. We need the running back to start getting those 10 plus yards. Those big plays will open up Cam and the wide receiver. You once the running backs get going, you can do all those play action plays. Then you can start doing those trick plays and like throws like that. But the running back game is not there. There's no point of doing play action, no point of doing trick plays because the defense already understands. All right, y'all can't run the ball. Your offensive line is not blocking for y'all to run the ball. So you have to pass the ball. I mean, it's just obvious football, if you ask me. Anyway, But like I said, Cam Park, he just has to be better at those little things, holding on to the ball. He has to just do better at those. You have, I think they say you have like 2.5 seconds, almost 3 seconds to make a pass in that pocket, maybe even less than that. So, staying in that pocket, trying to find the players that's open quickly. A lot of them players, and I will say that if you look back on some of the film, on those short passes that they do, a lot of players get open for that split second, and Cam just have to find it. You don't, especially when really not out there. You don't have a number one target. Uh, my first, me personally, I will look at Io Man first. He has quick feet. He can get open a little quicker than I say some of the other players. DK also can get open too. Van Jefferson Van Jefferson of late been a lot better than he was started the season. I will say that too. So Cam just got to do it. Just those rookie mistakes. I mean, I'm not trying to be hard on too much on Cam because I wouldn't say he's necessarily playing better than worse. He's right there in the middle, I guess you can say. But he's still a rookie, learning game by game. And a lot of rookies go through that first year, especially a lot of starting rookies go through that first year mishaps and blunders and whatnot for them to get right later in their career, second year in their career, third year in their career. And a lot of rookies that do good that first year doesn't do good the second, third, and fourth year. So, i.e., C.J. Stroud, you know. But I'm not here to talk about C.J. Stroud. I know he had a lot of injury to it, and the offensive line not that good either. But we're here talking about Cam Ward. So I mean, like I said, the potential to me for Cam Ward is definitely higher than it is lower for me right there. So, Ward, he has said also during his bye week that he took some time off to self scout himself to get back to the basics of football and to rest his body. Ward, he does rank first among rookie quarterbacks with 1,760 passing yards this season. However, Ward also has the least amount of touchdown passes among all quarterbacks, with 5 touchdown passes with at least 120 attempts. So like I said, the potential is there. Ward has shown that he can get downfield, but he needs to show better decision making also at that goal line or once you in the red zone area. Now, Calvin Ridley, he has returned to practice this past Wednesday, excuse me, and then looking back to return to the lineup on Sunday against the Texans, the same goes for edge rusher Arden Key. He returned back to practice too, and looking back to get back in this lineup Sunday too. However, Jeffrey Simmons and Xavier Wood both are rehabbing their hamstring injuries. They did not practice this week, so I don't look to have them back in the lineup on Sunday against the Texans. Another update from the Titans, Tyler Lockett. He has requested a trade I'm sorry, he requested a release from the Titans due to him not receiving the ball enough. He caught 10 passes for 70 yards in his 7 games with the Titans, mainly due to the younger player DK Ayomanor playing good. Aquanko, he's playing good. I should have mentioned Aquanko. Aquanko has definitely been playing good, and our starting tight end for the Titans, he had definitely been playing good this season. So Tyler Lockett Tyler Lockett, just like Van Jefferson, was brought in as offseason for a veteran presence on that wide receiver core to help out Calvin Ridley, to help out Cam Ward. However, Lockett has been upset with him not receiving the ball as much. However, if you look at a lot of those film, Lockett's not getting open either. So that's just another story. That's just another half of that story that he don't want to say. But I respect the man that goes out on his own wishes, not trying to make a big deal out of anything. He's not being extra about anything. He just told the Titans, "Hey, can y'all release me?" And the Titans did release him, and the Raiders did picked up Lockett, and that reunites Pete Carroll, the coach of the Raiders, and Tyler Lockett had played for Carroll for his first, I think, 10 seasons of the league with the Seahawks. So happy for Lockett, he got something that he wants. Not necessarily a better quarterback necessarily, because Gino has been up and down, a lot down this season too. But hopefully Tyler got something that he wanted. And another update for the Titans now. Cornerbacks Roger McCreary and the 6th round pick has been traded to the Rams for a 2026 5th round pick. Sources from ESPN have stated that the 5th round pick will be likely toward the beginning of the fifth round than the end of the fifth round. McCrary was a second round pick back in 2022, and with his contract with this season being a contract year for him, he's looking to keep keep going on the NFL. However, the Titans have stated that they wasn't sure that they were going to bring him back, so the best choice for them to do and for McCurry was to trade him to a team, hopefully to a team that's going to re-sign him or that he'll get more and more minutes from, and that will allow him to get signed in the future from another team. So the Titans, like I said, they were unlikely to re-sign him this season. That makes the second cornerback that was traded from the Titans this season. Obviously, Jarvis Brownlee was traded early in the season to the Jets. However, this takes another big hit from the secondary that was already depleted. Like I said, Snead and Woods is already out, and now you lose McCreary, and then you already lost Brownlee. So that secondary for the Titans, man, and that was one of the biggest things that I stated when the season first started that was going to be a that I was going to have my eye on was the secondary, and sure enough, the secondary just like last season, just like the last two seasons, I can remember the secondary have just been horrible, horrible for the Titans. Like I said, the front seven has been has been solid for the Titans. Even though Simmons went down, he's leading that defense as a whole. He's been playing great. Cedric Gray been playing great. Cody Barton has been playing great for the defense on that front seven for the Titans. So like I said, man, it's just the secondary that's just been whew, I can't even fully speak on how bad that secondary has been this season for the Titans, man. But it's just one of them things that the Titans definitely have to work on, have to build up in this next. Well, they got 8 games left in the season. I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to make the playoffs. Definitely not going to win the division. Let's just say that. Uh, so it's just one of the things that the Titans hopefully already got their eye on. Hopefully already is scouting, trying to see if they can pick up some veteran presence on their secondary. Use some of them draft picks. They got a lot of draft picks now. Use some of them draft picks to draft some secondary players. Devontae Sweat, they're playing good on that front seven too. So it just we excuse me, the front seven is there. It's just that secondary that we just have to get better at on that defensive end. So, like I said, man, this was very quick. I was just doing a rundown on week 7, 8, and 9 recap, and then a lot of Titans update that's been going on in the last couple of weeks. Um, Also, I guess I got to put this out here. Jerry Sneed been arrested for whatever crime. I don't understand players work so hard their whole life to get to the professional level to do a crime. I think he did like some shooting or something. But like, dude, you've been playing horribly this season, and on top of that, you go out and I think this happened before the Titans signed him. I think he was still in Kansas City, honestly, when he did this. But like, you could at least been playing good. Like at least playing good. Cause now you got indicted. Well, I don't know if he got indicted, but now you got this charge over your head. I won't be surprised if the Titans release him. And if the Titans release him because of what's going on, I can't see another team picking him up because he ain't been playing good. So like Sneed, man, my boy, you got some bigger problems other than playing badly. You got some bigger problems to worry about, man. I hope everything works out for you, but I just don't understand working hard your whole life to get all the way to professional level just to throw it all away because you want to be hood gangster, whatever you want to, whatever you think you want to do, whatever you think you is, who you are, whatever. You want to throw it all away. Like you were Super Bowl champion, dude. Your name is attached to a Super Bowl team for the rest of NFL time, rest of your life, and now nobody's gonna think about that no more. They're gonna think about what you did on that crime. It was a shooting or something, but now everybody gonna think about that now. Like that's just crazy, crazy to me. Also, Titans they're still looking for a head coach. I'm not sure if the Titans will keep Mike what's that man? Mike McCoy. I'm not sure if they'll keep Mike McCoy as their head coach. He's been pretty good. He's at least have gotten the Titans a new wave of energy. I've noticed that since the Patriots game. But I think the Titans just looking at something more of a player development type of coach. So that it's a lot of players. I mean, it's a lot of coaches. It's a lot of coaches that the Titans are looking at. Mike McCarthy is one of them, the ex former Cowboys coach, and he won a Super Bowl as a head coach with the Green Bay Packers a few years ago. He's one, but I like Joe Brady. Great offensive mind and coach. He's the offensive coordinator for the Bills. I like him very much to be in that spot. Brian Flores, I like him. I definitely like him being in that head coaching spot. I'm sure he can get players together. But like I said, I like Joe Brady too, being up there. And it's a few more. Lane Kiffin, I heard Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss football coach. I heard his name being thrown around in there too. So it's a few. I don't know if I feel about how I feel about Lane Kiffin being a head coach of an NFL team. Um, I think he's been in the NFL before, if I'm not mistaken, as coaching. But most of the success, obviously, most of the success has came in the SEC coaching SEC football with Tennessee. He's been LSU at one point, if I'm not mistaken. He's at Ole Miss right now. I think he done some time with Alabama too, if I'm not mistaken. So he's been all around the SEC. Lane Kiffin has. But I'm just not sure, not fully sure. I mean, we got a lot of young players over there, so maybe those young players respect him more than they will respect an older coach. Maybe, I don't know. That's something that the Titans organization has to look at. So, but the organization of the Titans is horrible. So that's a whole nother video in itself. Honestly, whew, don't even get me started on that. But anyway, thank y'all for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please like, comment, and share this video. We can talk Titans all day. If I miss anything about the Titans updates, anything like that, please let me know. We comment on it and we can talk about it too. But until next time, this is Talk Your Spit TV. I'm Mario Harris. Thank you.